Hi crafters and welcome. So here is where we kind of left off yesterday. Now I did stamp out a whole bunch of extra greetings and I'm going to show you what I did. A lot of it I started ahead of time only because you'd be watching me forever and no one likes seeing people glue forever. So here's what I did. I took a bunch of the greetings with the strips I have left over. I have many strips. Let me see if I can pull it out of the drawer. Many strips left over from trimming down layers and that. So I took a bunch of my strips and I laid them down here. Well, then I noticed that I got some of the non-anniversary ones mixed up in there, or ones I could feel were going to be good for anniversary. So I am going to finish up this card using a few, sorry, by my phone, using a few more of the dies and stamps to finish off this card. All right, so what we're going to do is we are going to take this and we're going to cut it out in both of these because I want one to be the frame and one to be the fallout piece. So let me go ahead and grab my platform 1, my thin die adapter 2. I'm going to turn it upside down because it's a little warped. Then I have 2 of my 3 plates. All right, so let's go through and do this one first. I'll do this in the middle in case I ever would want to use that for another card. All right, so there you have that. That has the frame and the fallout piece. I'm going to do that again with this lavender piece. Again, I'm going to get it kind of in the middle. I'm going to run this piece through. All right. So now we have these 2 pieces and these 2 pieces. For this card, I'm going to use this. I'm going to use these. And as you can see right now, that embossing, let me get it up there, is pretty flat. Do you see that? So I'm going to use the Impressions plate. So we remove the 2 3s with the Impressions plate. We're going to lay this face up. So I'm going to put this in here like this. Make sure it's locked in. We know that it sometimes moves from the edge there. So we're going to put this on either side there so that that doesn't move. Oops, I just moved it. All right, let me lock it back in. All right, now you lay the Impressions mat, and you know what, I'm gonna, let me angle it again so make sure I have it in there. You know what, I think I'm even gonna put this over the top because the blade's facing up. So and then with the Impressions mat, it's not going to cut through. It's going to make that embossing or raised embossed look. All right. Hopefully it didn't move. Let's go ahead, take off this tape. Now this is from the back side. So if it rips a little bit, you're not going to see as long as it doesn't rip all the way through. We're tearing that at an angle so it won't. And here we have it. See how much more that is popped up. All right, so that's it for the Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. Remember, we have these for a future card. Let me put my impressions mat. You see I had that cleaned off before I ran it through. Look how just one run through picks up all that dust and everything, paper pieces from the static. All right. So now let me go ahead and put this back over here. Let's grab this, and we're going to use my Stampin' Positioner, because I'm going to get this lined up on those lines there. That's the back side. You can feel a little ridge. So I'm going to line it up here. This helps it stay a little bit, especially when the stamps we're going to be using pretty much take up the whole cardstock. So we're going to put this here. Let's go ahead and pick that up. You know what? I am going to put some magnets here just as the bottom. Now these magnets aren't as tall as your stamp, or if they are, they're just at the same amount, so they won't interfere when you're cleaning it, when you're stamping it. Let's take our Secret C, because it's still the black I'm going to use, especially since we don't have the memento anymore. Remember, you want to go very light. See, I'm not pressing down. I'm just going very light on that because it's such a fine font. So now that looks good. I do think I want to just do one more. See, I'm doing it light again here, and press down really quick. And I made it just a little bit darker. Looks gorgeous. Now I'm going to put this over here. I'm not going to slide those, just in case that ink might be still a little bit wet. I'm going to put this right here for now because I have to clean it off. And now I'm going to get that happy anniversary saying. And I'm going to put it over here to the right on the card, because I'm going to put a few jewels there. So again, let's go ahead, pick that up real quick. Light inking, not pressing hard. Press down. Little light inking again. Again, I'm not pressing it hard. Just bouncing it lightly on there. And there is that. All right. Let's go ahead. I'm going to put this back over here so I don't get anything on that. Sorry, I'm right by, there we go. I'm right by the microphone, so I didn't want to get it too loud. All right, so let's, sorry. We were going to do some embellishments. So let's use the Sunset Sparkle Sequins. These go with that Scenic Coast bundle. I'm sorry, that sweet. That's that fabulous DSP Designer Series paper that has all that beautiful, sorry, making sure I have these pretty much straight. So it's that DSP that are those water scenes, but it has that iridescent embossing on it. All right, so that's what those sequins are from. It goes with that whole suite. All right, let's get that all the way on. Put that back in the drawer. All right, so now I think we're ready to go. So I'm going to put some glue on the back side. This is the side that goes up. See, the back side is like that concave look. So I'm going to put some glue on the back of this. I'm just going to let it get a little tacky. So I'm putting quite a bit in those corners. And then I'm just lightly, because remember, this glue is pretty strong. It doesn't take a lot to hold it down. Trying not to get any glue on my fingers. All right, so let's take this off for right now. Let me grab one of my tweezers, and I'm going to cover this up so you don't see that birthday saying. So everything we see can be related to an anniversary. So we're going to go ahead and put that frame down. A little more on that side than that side, but I think we'll be okay. All right, so everything you see here, hugs, anniversary, fabulous day, sending you. Down here, oh, you do see the sympathy. Wonder if I could still mark that down just a little bit to cover up that word sympathy so you don't really see. We'll just see the word family. There we go. That's a little bit better. All right. This way you're going to see family. You still see the love and the happy here, so I think it's going to be okay. I am going to do double dimensionals on this. My dimensionals, remember when they come, there's the backings are on them. I put clear packing tape over that, so the packing tape holds on to those backings and leaves the sticky exposed part here. So what I'm going to do is I'm first going to put one down in each corner, because we know that this fits right inside that frame because it was cut out for the same frame. I'm going to see what it looks like. That might be enough. I don't think we have to do, no, I'm going to do the double dimensionals. So let's do there, 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 and a couple more. Now some people put the white glue, the multi-purpose glue, on the dimensionals so they have some wiggle room. Since we're going with this frame here, I guess I should have made sure that the card's opening the right way, and it is. Whew. Since it's a frame and goes right in that square, I don't feel like I need to put that glue on there. Push it down, and there you have it. There's our anniversary card using most of the stamps from that stamp set. All right, let's get some of this off screen and we'll go ahead and show you the other cards that I created. All right. So here's the first one. And this one I use that frame. Now it's just a little bit bigger than the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I did end up having to trim off just slightly the edge here. But we used frame and then of course this frame. This I did by actually tracing with a pencil underneath here, and then I just kind of eyeballed it. I die cut this out, ran it through the impressions, then I kind of eyeballed, cutting around there to do that shadow look. All right, and then my other card is here. This is one of those flap cards, and I just used 2 of the frames. I used those 12 by 12 masks from the Dots and Water, I think it's called, So I did that on the background on that white. Had the 2 interlocking frames, embossed that, stamped first, then embossed it. And yeah, pretty fast everyday card. All right, so there are your cards for today. Let me put them over here a little bit more. Not sure if the sun coming in that door is affecting. So there you are. If you don't mind, give me that thumbs up. It really helps get my channel out there so other people who like to do more simplistic stamping can enjoy and learn along with you. I appreciate you watching. Have a great weekend. Bye for now.